Hello, I'm Joseph. I wanted to talk about the Deco Fun Large. This is from XP Pen. It retails for $50. This is the cheapest retailing price 10x6 or large pen tablet you're going to find on market to date. Now you can definitely get these for cheaper prices, but this is for just the retail price on it. It's $50, and that no other pen product has come out has been at that price, with the exception of one other one, the Pablo N10. But at that point, I've been waiting for that thing to come, and it's been weeks at this point since it was released, and yeah. But that's this I actually got for $35. So a large pen tablet, brand new, 1 year warranty, comes with software, Art Rage Lite, and some photo zone thing for photo editing, 3 months trial for that one. For $35 is phenomenal. Even at $50, it's still a phenomenal deal. Now this is targeted towards people who do more like note-taking or schoolwork, but you can completely use this for artwork in general. So if you're seeing this in your marketplace or your local providers that can ship this out, and this is the only one you can find in your price range for a large pen tablet, there's no problem with it as long as you don't want to draw on Android. And I'll go about that in a little bit. The surface texture here is it has some teeth, some grip to it, but this is not as kind of grippy as like the Deco 01 V2 or even the Deco Medium, the newer pen tablet that came out this year. So just for reference, you can kind of visually tell like this is more matted and it has a little bit more of a fine or a coarse material, or else with this one it's a little bit more finer, and it still has grip. It's not like drawing on glass or anything like that, but it's just not as grippy. Their pen that you get is, in my opinion, one of the best pens I've used to date, with the exception of one other that is actually from their newer product line with the X3 chip here. Let me see if I can find that pen here. So this is almost perfect with some other exception, but this won't be in this review. I just wanted to give that for reference. So I definitely do like this pen a heck of a lot, and it's all plastic. It is kind of cheap, like it rattles and stuff, but honestly none of that stuff bugs me. The fact that this is all plastic, I don't have to worry about grips of like silicone grips getting loose or the rubber grips getting sticky over a couple of years use. It's easy to clean. The button position is fairly separated, so if you have larger hands and you want to go ahead and not have to accidentally press this button all the time, you can have that too. You can also tuck it under, and when I'm trying to draw so much, my thumb is a bit less likely to tap that accidentally. And these buttons usually you can disable, so it's not a problem, but on Android and Chrome OS, there's no driver software for that, so you just plug it in and just hope you don't trigger those buttons by mistake. With that said, there's a couple things on this that is interesting. So this top piece here is a highly glossed material. This makes it unbaggable. I would not recommend you to throw this into your backpack without any special, I guess, bag around this or case that doesn't introduce like a bunch of dirt and soon scratch it, because this is highly glossed. Now, if you are looking at this, you're like, well, there's no buttons. I kind of want buttons. You can look at the UGS 1060. This is actually the same chassis. This top metallic, or this top like acrylic piece, I guess, is covering the injection molded button that's actually here. So if you were to take this apart, you're going to find the chassis design, even the buttons here, with the circuit board, with the buttons, with the actual things for the switches to be there. There's just no buttons for this that's shipped. So again, if you really like this, that's awesome. It is also the most compact large that you're going to find on the market to date. It's just not as much of a difference. So like, for example, the Huion 610X, H610X is ever so slightly longer. So, and then once you also add in the USB-C cord to it, so let me put that there, up here, it adds about 0.75 inches total extra there. But if you want it literally the most compact 10x6, you're looking at it, because the power connector is located on the top of this rather than the bottom or the sides. You are going to be having the most horizontal space available on your desk because of that. Now, if you're someone who puts this below your laptop, it may be a little bit of an issue. Now, just for context, it is the same height as the XP Pen Deco 01V2. So it's not like this is a big addition, but this is still like half an inch to consider. But it's still a lot smaller than the Deco 01V2 in terms of length. In total, with the power connector on this, you're looking at you're saving about 2 inches of space versus the Deco 01V2. So the Deco Fun is, again, the most compact. And if you want buttons with the same form factor, look at the UGS 1060 or 1060W. It does also have a lanyard hole, so if you want to put some keychains on it, you can. This button is not documented, but there is a switch here, so that's possibly a reset button. I don't know why it's there or what's its function for. Maybe it's for the UG 1060W for powering on, but this doesn't have any wireless functionality. It is completely wired. With that, this is a wedge-shaped design, so it tapers from thin to thick. Which is a good thing. It gives you some natural ergonomics for these larger pen tablets. I do usually recommend some type of pen tablet stand, but they're not necessarily cheap. I think the cheapest you can find is around 20 bucks. Super like this one is all plastic, has multiple angles on it, so it has like the smaller angle, and then if you have a pen display, this kicks out. You get a larger angle, and then also this comes out. But this is not provided with the Deco Fun. Just want to make that clear. This is $25 by itself. So yeah, the fact that this already comes with some natural tilt is nice, and you can rest your mouse on it. It's not going to slide down. It's not that much of a tilt. But the kicker here is because of that tilt, it's optimal to use in a horizontal or a landscape drawing session or writing session. Because of that tilt that you have here, that tapered design, on Android, it's not recommended at all. This is probably the first product I've ever used that I won't recommend this, even though it has Android support. I just won't recommend it at all, because all pen tablets on Android put you into portrait mode. So what that means is that you're going to have your tablet or your phone next to it, and you're going to be writing, and then your pressure is going to drop off when you get to the side over here. It's just not ideal. I'm assuming because it doesn't come with the OTG connectors or the Android guide, that they are aware that that was an intentional design decision. So this is phenomenal for Chromebooks, Linux, Windows, Mac, but on Android specifically, it is a no-go. With that said, there's really not too much else to say about this except for the other fatal flaw that I've seen, and I've never experienced this on any other pen tablet I've had, is that this surface, while it provides grip, and it has some teeth to it, what I've had an issue with is if you don't draw with a glove or you don't use a glove, and this sits on my desk all day, by the way, so this has been my primary go-to for writing meeting notes and stuff like that. So I have my hands all over this. It gets all nasty with finger grease. That when you're drawing in an area that doesn't have any of that grease, it's nice and grippy, and then when you fall into like the fingerprint areas, it starts to get slippery, like almost drawing on glass. And so I'm finding myself having to constantly wipe this down because it does adversely affect. Now I've gotten fingerprints all over the Deco 01V2, the H1060X, the XP Pen Deco Medium or M. None of those seem to have any adverse effect, just some fingerprint smudging. You just wipe it down every couple weeks and it's fine, but this definitely changes the feel of the pen going across the surface when you have a bunch of fingerprints on it. So if you really do want this, and you don't want to keep wiping it down, possibly look into a drawing glove, because this does not come with one. And that's kind of it. There's no other major complaint here. I mean, this is a fully featured pen tablet. Even at the price it's at, you're not losing anything per se. You get all the operating system support. I just don't recommend this for Android at all. Everything else is the complete go. If you like drawing, if you like writing notes, photo touch-up, this is perfect. It's because of that compact size. The only catch is that the surface may be a kind of a drawback for people who like a lot of grip to their pens, and more importantly, the oils that get on this. And that will wrap it up. If you appreciate or have any questions, definitely leave them below in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them.